Why, hello everybody. Good evening. Right, let's bring you up to date. I went ahead and I rotated the compost as I said I would. I believe you have all viewed this. And I do pray all of you are well and doing fantastic, staying safe. Mother Nature is upset with us, very bitter with humanity considering the pandemic and all. But we can get through this, all right? Let's all stick together and be nice to one another. So I wanted to show you the temp. If you've seen the previous video, you saw that I rotated the compost. Last night, I didn't get a chance to do a video like I wanted to, but I did show you that I scooped some of the compost out into this bin right here, this wheelie bin, right there, and then again, I sifted it, and this is some extra carbon paper that you get in the mail. You want to make sure that if you're going to use your mail to compost down as carbon, make sure it's not the laminated kind. It's really not good for the worms. They would kind of upset their bellies. So keep the laminated kind out, but this is perfect. All right. And then you'll see some of the other bits and bobs in here. Look at that. All the twigs and everything, that's all been sifted out. And my sifter kind of broke. Look at this. So I'm going to go ahead and do a makeshift one tonight. I still got the mesh right there. You see it? I still got the mesh. So that'll work. That won't be a problem. And this is what it looks like after it's been sifted. I've got more. Am I looking at the right one? Yeah, this is what it looks like after it's been sifted. No, it isn't. This is the wrong one. My apologies. Let's go over here then. There it is. All right. See that? Look at all that. Isn't that great? I've told you guys multiple times I'll never get tired of constantly showing this. And you can see all the little critters crawling around in there. Look at that little guy. You see him? He's like, oh dear God, there's sunlight. But you want these little roly-polies in there because these guys have great bacteria in their bellies. They help eat this organic material, break it down. You've got those like those I can't remember the name of them. They call them earwigs, and ironically enough, they don't crawl in the ear, but they call them earwigs. I don't know why. And then silverfish are in there and whatnot. So these guys help break it down, and this is still actually breaking down, believe it or not. What I'm going to do is I'm going to sift it even more with a colander. Let me see if I can find that colander. Where'd it go? There it is. Right here. Here's the colander. So I'm going to sift it down even further, make it really fine, and when I do that, it turns into this. Right here. And that's what you got. What you could say a finished product, if you will. And this, I'm telling you, if anyone is composting, and when your compost is broken down, invest in a small bag of garden soil at your local nursery or even big box store, and then compare them, and you'll see that they really don't differ. The difference is in the cost. Only thing it cost you were your kitchen scraps and some leaves and some time, and it's completely and absolutely worth it. There is a little bit of perlite in here because I did recycle some potting soil that I had, and it's, well, I wouldn't call it potting soil. I call it compost, and the soil I made, and I'm gonna do it with that one right here. See that? That's what I'm gonna do with that one. We're gonna pull that out because that one didn't do so well. It was kind of what did I do? A clipping from a tomato plant, and it didn't do so well. So I'm gonna pull that out, and I'm gonna recycle the soil inside that pot, and then compost down those branches and whatnot. So let's go take a look at the temperature after I rotated that compost yesterday. All right, let's go do that. Moving along, yeah, you piss off, you little booger, you. They like to try to get mischievous. Look at that one. He's like, okay, I'm going away. I'm going away. So let's go ahead and check this out. All right. And there it is. It's just right about at, I'd say 58 Celsius, 57 Celsius. Let me see if I can move that out of the way. You got it at about, I was right, yeah, 56 Celsius, which is just under 140 degrees Fahrenheit. So it's quite hot in there. And it's cooking again. So it is doing fantastic. And I will go ahead and do some more of this, more than likely tomorrow after work, and sift this up. I need to get another bin because I'm producing a great deal of soil. I'm very impressed with it. So Let me show you what I'm doing with some of these coffee grounds because I get such an abundant amount of coffee grounds from my work. So what I did yesterday is I took a couple of bags, I believe it was a couple of bags, maybe just one bag, but I put it right here as well because I want to keep the cats away from my product, if you will. Look at that. These are just flourishing. Look at that. That's Swiss chard, ladies and gentlemen. Swiss chard, the rainbow variety, multicolor, mixed color, rainbow chard. Let me show you the seeds. Hold on. There they are. Look at that. Swiss chard right here. And we've got what's called by Fairy Morse, the Swiss chard mixed colors, also known as the rainbow colors. It's interesting because I've grown these before, but I never got the multicolored stems on them. But either way, I've got some Swiss chard growing for a client of mine, and that will produce way more than what she can eat. So I'll go ahead and use the excess and create some wonderful salads. You can juice them down. I take the stems because some people just eat the leaves, but I like to take the stems and I like to dice them up, saute them with some soy sauce, mushrooms, some bell pepper, salt, some cracked pepper, and garlic. My mouth is watering. And you can saute them in olive oil. You want to do the good fats, olive oil. And if you're going to use butter, please use the real stuff. Don't use that makeshift wannabe nasty spread because it's not real butter. It's a vegetable spread. But if you want that delicious flavor, just do a nice good teaspoon, even a tablespoon of butter in a large saute pan, and you can chop these up and saute them, and they're delicious. And you can throw in, if you're a meat eater, you can use diced chicken cubes or chicken breast. I've really been steering clear of meat lately. Just something about my body not liking it much anymore. I mean, I eat fish and a little bit of chicken in the salad to get from work, but mostly just seafood. That's it. But I would say 90% of my diet consists of vegetables, which I don't mind, and of course grains. You've got your rice and you got your quinoa, so forth. You got beans, which I guess would be in the meat group. Wow, that's slightly embarrassing. I should know better. 2 days ago, I went ahead and sifted some of that compost down, used one of my 5-gallon fabric grow bags. Let's get that leaf out of there. And I've got this little fence up for a particular reason. I've got these cats that love to hang out in the garden, and they will crawl inside this and use it as a bed to lie on. I don't like that, so this keeps them at bay. They won't crawl in that. And you got these little pointy spots right here then. So this right here is your spinach. And what we've got, the variety is your Bloomsdale long-standing spinach. So this will grow relatively long, get about so high. And this one I did last night, right here, after sifting. This is some mesclun. No, not the psychotropic. It is the vegetable mesclun, right there, mesclun. Sweet salad mix. And I'm excited about it. This is also for the same client, and so is the spinach. And tonight, I'm going to start in one of the other grow bags, kohlrabi. And I love kohlrabi. It is fantastic, guys. Get kohlrabi, grow kohlrabi. When you get it to the nice size, you can get to the size of a grapefruit, or you can get it. You can harvest it when it's a little bit smaller. You can actually harvest it at the size of a tennis ball. And what you do is you slightly skin it a little bit. It's slightly dense, almost like a potato, but it does have that texture of a potato when it's steamed along with rice. And rice and potato goes really good together. So I encourage you definitely do that. And what you can do, you can get yourself some rice, particularly brown rice if you're really on the healthy end. Steam it along with the kohlrabi, and then after it's steamed, you want to do kind of like a fried rice dish. You can put it inside a saute pan and saute it with some teriyaki sauce, sauteed mushrooms, onions, and kohlrabi along with the rice. And you can even put some tofu in that, and then put it in a wheat tortilla, a toasted wheat tortilla, and eat it up. I can guarantee. Oh, and use sriracha sauce. I'm telling you, it really will sate your appetite, and you will be in absolute culinary heaven. Your belly will love you for it too. because rice has that particular, what is it called? Brown rice particularly has that germ inside the middle of it that really aids in gastro health and stomach health. Your tummy loves that stuff. And it tastes delicious. I mean, it's a win-win if you ask me. So definitely go ahead and do that. Something else I want to show you that I started over the summer and it has flourished tremendously. I've had a heck of a time growing proper herbs, but yeah, herbs I guess you would say. Can anyone tell me what this is? I mean, obviously I know. I mean, I planted it, and this was small. All right, I'll tell you. This is your black opal basil, and the bees love it. The butterflies love it, and it lets off this beautiful aroma. I mean, it's absolutely divine. It's really. Let me smell it. Oh, that smells so good. Honestly, guys, that smells amazing. Look how beautiful it is. That nice purple. Look at the blooms on it. See the blooms on that? It is beautiful, and it wafts right in through this window. I don't mind these. I let this get out of hand. I'm gonna cut this back and compost it down. But if you see this window right here, that leads right into the cat cave. Okay, let me not pull my phone too far away. It's called the cat cave, and that's the bedroom just for the cats. It's kind of their own little secret hideaway, if you will. It's where they eat, and they've got their litter pans in there and whatnot. And I can crack that window open, and this aroma drifts right through the window. And you've got that beautiful smell of this basil just coming right through the window. It's absolutely a great trick to have if you happen to have a pet room, if you will, for lack of a better title. Crack the window, and underneath it have a bed of fragrant herbs growing. It's absolutely amazing. Here's shortly what I'm going to do. Brought you up to speed on the compost, and again, I hope you watch the other videos. And before I continue on, I can't encourage you enough. Take that wonderful green thumb of yours, ladies and gentlemen, and press that like button, okay? Definitely subscribe, and most importantly, comment below. Give me some pointers. Give me some constructive criticism. Let me know what I can improve on. And ask questions, any questions. If I'm not able to answer them, I will go find the answer for you. I've got other YouTubers who I constantly send comments to and ask questions on, so I'm sure if I cannot answer it, they can. Alright, so now that I've brought you up to speed on the compost, shown you a little bit of the black opal basil, and you now know what I'm growing in my grow bags. And of course, let's go take a look at that again. Look at that Swiss chard. I've got these planters, these stands for plants, kind of guarding the Swiss chard to keep these rascals away from my vegetables, and it has been working, so I'm very pleased with that. They're getting frustrated with me because I'm coming up with all these wonderful clever ideas to keep them away from the generalized garden area where it's producing all the produce. So what I'm going to do right now is we're going to go ahead, and I'm going to go ahead and harvest some of these. And I'm also going to put down some coffee grounds right here. Here's a bag already set right where it needs to be. I'm going to put them down right here, and I might even put some cardboard down. So let me go ahead and do this. You've seen it beforehand. And we're going to harvest first. I'm going to do that first. These beans, because I promised to do that. And I want to hold up to some promises at least. Good grief. You think I'm pulling coat hangers out of my belly. I mean, it's really not that difficult. So let's go ahead and do that really quick. Look at that. This is filling a relatively large bowl as well. And I have not harvested all of them either. Look at that. I mean, that's just fantastic. That's a lot of these beans. And then I'm going to probably blanch them tonight with a little bit of vegetable oil, salt, pepper, some garlic salt, and chili powder, and steam up some rice. And I'll eat those. And these are just absolutely delicious. So I mean, guys, can you not understand how fulfilling it is to be growing your own produce? I mean, you don't have to go to the grocer, especially considering the whole COVID thing. Even with the organic stores that are open, I mean, you have no idea who's wearing a mask, who's washed their hands. You grow your own food, you have no worries about that. And I can tell you right now, you do not need a very large space to grow your own food. I mean, an 8 foot by 8 foot space. I mean, even 4 or 5 different grow bags, relatively deep. Five to 10 gallons. You can grow your own food. Grow lights are relatively inexpensive. I mean, they're not very much. Now you can even get some that are used. Go right onto Amazon.com and just type in used grow lights or refurbished grow lights, and I assure you, you will find some. And you can get a really decent set of grow lights for as low as like $100. That's it. And some for even like $80 or something like that. So I mean, it's really, really inexpensive. All right, so there you go, guys. As always, like I said before, use that beautiful green thumb of yours and put it right into the soil of that like button, and definitely subscribe. Leave comments below, any and all. I will do my best to read as many as possible. And in ending, please, as always, be kind to one another. Treat each other with dignity. And don't polarize anymore. There's too much of it going on, especially with everything with COVID and all the chaos socially. We can do better than that, and we're better people. There you go.